you got your Ohio State offer then after you were committed to Penn State, right?
Yeah, so Ohio State offered me like the third week of my senior season.
Yeah. So how did you're a kid from Ohio State offers you, you're committed to Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was going through your mind then when Ohio State offered you, and what made you decide that ultimately like you weren't really going to consider it?
Yeah.
Or at least you were going to stay committed to Penn State.
Yeah, so my biggest reason was like I felt like Penn State was the right place for me to go. It had everything that I wanted academically, obviously football, and then like off the field, like just like the resources we have around here. And at the time, like I was committed to Penn State for like 9 months or something like that. And it was like really late in the process, and I have great amount of respect for the Ohio State coaches in their program, but I just didn't feel like it would be the best fit for me personally, and I felt like Penn State was the better fit for me personally. So that's how that kind of happened. It was like just super late too. So
Penn State was there since day one. They were there before you were a 5-star.
Yeah.
That had to mean something though. Like when just the fact that Coach Yursich found you, like when you had no offers, right? That had to.
I honestly don't know how he found me down at Texas. So that's like because they do not like Texas. Like obviously, there's a lot of great quarterbacks from Texas that come through Texas, and I don't know when's the last time a quarterback from Ohio let alone a player from Ohio went down and played football at Texas.
It's a great testament to like Coach Ursich's evaluation skills too.
For sure.
Coach Franklin's, the fact that they found you and offered you before you were one of the top quarterbacks in the country. What's during when your recruiting started to really pick up, was there anything? I always love asking this question. Like, what's something that like funny that a coach said to you during the recruiting process? Anything crazy or like wild that coaches were saying to you or anything?
Nothing funny, but the only thing I didn't like about recruiting from the coaching standpoint was all the negative recruiting. Like,
oh really?
Like obviously, like coaches have a pretty good feel of like where kids are gonna like end up choosing between, and I hated like when one school would talk bad about another school just because like I'm talking to you guys. I don't need to like be thinking about the other school. I'd rather just like, what can you guys do for me? Football, socially, academically, that can help me become the player I want to be and the man I want to become, like off the field. So I never really liked all the negative recruiting.
Who were they negative recruiting against the most? Ohio State or Penn State?
Probably Penn State because I just think people realized like at like the early stages of my recruitment that I was probably going to end up at Penn State. I don't know how the insiders found out really because I literally only told my parents and Coach Franklin and Coach Yursich.
People find out everything, man.
I don't know how. Yeah,
the media's everywhere.
Insane. It's insane.
Go to manscaped.com and use the code ADAMB for 20% off and free shipping on your next order for Father's Day. I'm even helping you save some money on your Father's Day gift. Manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping. Get your dad what he really needs for Father's Day from Manscaped. what was the negative recruiting pitch against Penn State? Like what is there to say about this place?
It was mostly just that like, quarterbacks don't develop here. They're a run-first team. You're not going to get your opportunity to go out and throw the ball. It's just a tough conference to go out and play in. You had Sean coming back. Like, you're not going to play right away as a freshman. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, but never really affected me.
They turned Sean Clifford into a fifth-round pick, though.
The last, like, 4 or 5 quarterbacks have been drafted through, so.
That's funny. What was it like? I mentioned the Ohio State offer, but just being an Ohio kid who didn't go to Ohio State, and then also your girlfriend goes to Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
You know I was going to bring that up. And then going to Penn State, did you get any like animosity or like hate in your hometown, like people, because they don't like Penn State there, right?
No, so actually, I'm working on turning that Medina into a Penn State section in Ohio. It's going pretty well right now, but they always tell me, we're gonna root for Penn State every game besides one, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can respect that. Yeah. So, but it's definitely different. Most people are kind about it, but there's obviously, like everywhere, there's going to be people that are going to be like talking down on you and Penn State and like, why would you go there? Like you should have went to Ohio State at the time just because Ohio kid, they all usually go to Ohio State. But it's been cool. It's definitely a weird dynamic though, for sure. But it's cool.
It's funny. I was just thinking about it. I can't. That's got to be interesting when you go back to your hometown.
Yeah,
everyone's got Ohio State flags in there.
Yeah, there's a couple more Penn State flags I see.
They're popping up now.
Yeah,
you're changing it all.
Trying to.